me toss you the link. There we are.
Here, let me copy this. Whoops. Here, let me send this. Sham.
Yep. Yeah. Are you still with us, Ivan? I can't hear you right now. Oh, yeah, yeah. All right, all right. Should we get started with the questions? I know there was a bit of dead air. I was like confused as to whether you were doing something or not.
I was waiting on you.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was my bad. That was my bad. Sorry. um, all right. So I guess we can get started with the first question, Ivan. When did you start YouTube?
Oh, okay. I think I started in 2016, late 2016.
All right.
Around, I think it was I was on winter break for college, and I wanted to like try my hand at starting a channel. So I just I worked on a video for about a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks, which is like my P video. It actually did pretty well for usually first videos kind of garbage, and mine's no exception. It's still a pretty bad video, but it did a lot. It did a lot better than it imagined it would. It got like how many? It got like 1,000 views within like a lot, but it was a lot to someone with like 4 subscribers and no following, and it was enough that I think this is like it was probably like my proudest moment is it was enough to catch attention to like he like commented on it and stuff, which was really cool, and that kind of like inspired me to keep going, because I was like, oh man, if he thinks it's cool, then maybe maybe there's like some potential here. Maybe I should just keep going. And
Right. Right. Is he better now, Taylor? Because I turned him up. Because someone said you were a bit quiet. Now, is there any particular reason you decided to start YouTube, Ivan? Like anything that got you into it?
is there a particular reason?
Yeah.
I've always been interested in animation. I grew up the Newgrounds era of like AOL and dial-up internet. So when I did that, I was really inspired to to try it, you know. But I was really intimidated at the like, because back then those animations were actually like really good, and I didn't know how to. There were no like tutorials, and there were no like easy ways to figure it out. So I was kind of like just like, ooh, let me let me not try. So, but now that things are a lot more accessible, there's more people explaining how to animate, use Flash, use Toon Boom, what programs and what materials to use. It's a lot more accessible, and it's a lot easier to get into it. So I think I did it because I was like really inspired by those people, and also because there's less of a barrier to get into animating and like making a channel and stuff nowadays. So yeah, hope that answers the question.
Right, yeah, that answers the question. Now, have you had any channels before this one that you have now?
Oh no, I have way too many. That's actually a fun question because it's what most people would think. This isn't like my first time, uh, trying YouTube. I've had channels with, I've started channels with my friends like multiple times. I think this channel right now is it's after like doing all sorts of things. Like we did anime reviews, we did game reviews, we did unboxings, we did short skits similar to Vine, where each video was around like 10 seconds. We did like lip sync videos. We did so many channels. So yeah, I've been on YouTube for nearly its inception, like around 2007, because I still remember when YouTube didn't even have like the like or dislike bar. Like it had like a 5-star system, which most people don't even like remember. And back then, like everything was in like P resolution, and the comment section was like on like the bottom, and sometimes like titles would move everywhere. Yeah, I don't know. I've been on YouTube for a while, so I've had so many different channels.
I see. Oh, hi, French Pineapple. How are you? Now, when did you start drawing, Ivan?
I started drawing around, I want to say like 3 or 4 years old. Pretty much as long as I can remember. I
Oh,
grew
wow.
up with like Pokemon and stuff, and that was like one of my first like video games, and it like really like caught on because like I was in that whole like oh 90s kid, Pokemon, Digimon, and I grew up in that era of time. So like anime was pretty a lot of popularity. So I started drawing like all these different characters and stuff, or tracing them. Actually, I started with tracing, and then from there I guess I kind of learned as I went along. And at first I didn't know that I was actually like at drawing, especially when I was younger. And then when I went to like school and stuff, like when I went to kindergarten, people were like, "Oh, that looks really good," and I was like, then more people were like, "Oh, you draw really well," and I'm like, "Oh, I didn't even know. I thought everybody could do this, but apparently not. Apparently it's like it's a learned skill that most people interested in." I'm looking at the chat and it's speechy. Like, can you go away?
Yeah, and Turtle. Hi, Turtle, and hi, Speechy.
Hey guys, yeah, I linked the link. I put the link in our little group chat. I was like, hey, if anybody wants to watch.
Oh yeah, I was like, where the hell did he post this? Like I'm sorry, I don't know who Taylor's Chronicles is. I'm sorry. Um, I do know French Pineapple and Turtle and Speechy, obviously, but I'm sorry that I don't know you, Taylor. I'm sorry.
Them except for speechy, so it's fine.
I'll be sure to check you out, Taylor, though, after the interview. But 3 or 4 years old, that is pretty early to start drawing. Actually, like that's a pretty early age. I can't lie.
It wasn't good. It wasn't anything substantial. Like it was probably just really loose scribbling, if anything. So,
Well, still, it's something. It's something. I mean, I wasn't drawing at that age. I was probably playing, I don't know, Nintendo 64 at that age or something like that.
I was too. Just like, um, during long car rides or just like religious family, so I'd always be sitting at church with nothing to do. So I just kind of like have a notepad and just doodle in the back or sleep, one of two. So that had a lot of extra time when I was a kid, so I'd always find myself drawing on something.
Wait, why shouldn't I check you out, Taylor's Chronicles?
She's got good stuff going on, man. She's my favorite channel.
Check out my Twitter or Instagram. My YT is inactive. I post art on Twitter. Link your Twitter, Taylor, and I'll have a look at it. I'll drop you a follow. Now, is there any particular reason you started drawing? Anything that was like, oh, I want to start drawing because of this reason? Or no, you just started?
Just because of video games and like TV, whatever I was just like really into at the time was why I started drawing. Into Pokemon and Digimon and stuff. So watching the show, playing the games. I want to draw these, or like I want to like make my own variation of whatever these little characters are. So I think that's why it's just really inspired by like what I was into at the time. So yeah.
Yeah, well, I used to love Pokemon as a kid. I'm trying to remember what my favorite Pokemon was. He looks like a duck. He's a bit fat. I don't remember its name. Do you know which one I'm talking about, Ivan?
Yeah, Psyduck.
Yeah, Psyduck. That's his name. Yeah, that was my favorite Pokemon. I love that Pokemon to death. I'm not into Pokemon now or anything like that, or anime, or none of that.
Oh.
Yeah, not really into that. Used to really like Naruto as well as a kid. Used to be a big fan of that.
Yeah, that was same here. It kind of fell out though when it got a little too overrated.
Yeah, I only now know it because of the Naruto run, or however you call it. And yeah.
Yeah. Run with your hands behind you. It makes you faster. Science proved it.
Yeah. Now, how did you learn to draw? Like, how did you learn to actually get good at it and not just a bunch of scribbles?
With as with most things, just time and practice. Nobody's ever good at first. Nobody's perfect straight out the womb. Yeah, like from scribbles to I guess more complex structures, and then from then on to more actual like illustrations. It's really just practice. But if you like drawing, it never feels like work. Drawing characters you like or making up your own stories and stuff, so it never feels like practice. You really just have to keep doing it. You just have to do it a lot.
Right, yeah. Practice makes perfect, of course. And yeah, I think you're not allowed to link in YouTube chat actually, Taylor. Are you saying you can send it in to my DMs on Discord or Twitter, or to Ivan, and then Ivan can send it to me?
I could drop her account name. It's called Achilles.
Achilles.
Right here, Achilles.
Oh, thank you. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So just Twitter.com.
I think I saw I think I saw her Twitter in a Speechy video, I think, if I'm not mistaken. All right.
Probably.
There you are. I just dropped you a follow, Taylor.
Awesome.
Yep. Now let me see. Oh, when did you start animating? Oh God.
Animating. Into animation. Actually, this ties into, I guess, one of the earlier questions were like, what were your other channels before animation? I had one a while back. I think it was either Planet Pixel or Pixel Planet, one of those. And the channel used a lot of like from other like titles and things like that, because that was like big back then. Like pixel animations were pretty popular. Like you had like things like Super Mario Bros. Z and like all these other like parody. I tried doing that. So I guess to answer your question, I started around 2008, but I don't know if you could consider it animation necessarily, because it really was slideshows. Like the program I used was called Smash Mash program, and it was just basically just it was basically just slideshows, um, of different like pixel characters and stuff.
Right. Yeah, I used to animate in a thing called have you ever heard of Pivot Animator?
Oh, I've experimented with that too. Yeah, yeah, pivot, stick pivot. Oh, so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, but like I've never done the kind of animation that you do or anything like that. I've
Yeah.
yeah. I've only done like stick figure animation with Pivot and what was the other one called? I think it was called Sticks. Yeah, Sticks was the other one. Yeah, I used to play around with those when I was younger.
It's
Um,
great.
yeah, because my friends were doing it, and I was like, those are so cool. I should make one of those. And then, yeah, yeah. I mean, nowadays if I see them, I'm probably like, this is garbage. But yeah, I
People
mean,
have made some really cool stuff with
oh no,
stick
yeah,
figure animator. Some
no,
really
yeah,
cool like stick fights.
no, yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm not denying that, but I'm saying that like I wouldn't play around with that nowadays because I'm just not interested in it anymore.
No, I got you.
So yeah, I mean it'd be really cool to do the kinds of animations you guys do, but the thing is I'm not too big on drawing, but I think animation's pretty cool. But drawing, not a big fan of. Someone touched my baguette. Oh dear. You should call 911 if that's happened to you. That's not too good. Now, why did you start animating, Ivan?
Um, why did I start animating? I guess because I felt like, um, it was well, like I've always experimented with it, but I think thought this is the next progression from just drawing. It's like, oh, what's the next step? I've always loved drawing and making characters and making all these different like narratives and stuff. So how can you take it further? And I guess animation next step, because now you're taking multiple drawings and you're including it with camera work and audio and like visual effects. So it's like the way you can convey stuff like that. So I guess that's why I just wanted to do more, or like to try and like find more to do with like drawing and stuff. If that makes sense. Hope that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I get you. I get you. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, the parody of the "Someone Touched My Spaghetti" meme. Oh yeah. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, that's an overused meme. Not good. Um, oh, it's I don't know how to pronounce this person's name, but I've seen you around on YouTube. A Roa?
He's a good channel. You should check him out. I love those
Yeah.
videos.
I'll have a look at your channel as well, my man. Um, yeah, but no, I haven't well, yeah, I've seen him, but I don't know how to pronounce his name. How do you pronounce your name?
It's like air and owa.
Oh, Eroa. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you for the clarification. Now, how'd you learn to animate? How'd you get started on learning to animate?
I guess like as with most people, YouTube tutorials. The most helpful, surprisingly, I found were Chris O'Neill or Oni NG's tutorials on how to animate. Like he goes over the basics of tweening and symbols and frame by frame and exporting. And not only were his tutorials like surprisingly helpful, they're also like really funny and dumb. Like in one of his tutorials where he teaches how to import audio, he's just shouting expletives. It's really funny. Or like in his tutorial teaching people how to use like tweening and symbols, he decides to tween a rabbit bouncing in and out of an asshole, which was really funny. If you want, you could look those up. They're even if you're not like trying to learn Flash, they're just entertaining to watch. so yeah, that's how I learned. I learned how to like lip sync and stuff from a Dominic's tutorial, where he goes over mouth shapes and timing. And then I learned like smears, I think, from a Draw with Jazza tutorial, which was pretty helpful. He's another good one. A lot of his tutorials are pretty helpful. they're just very long. I feel like you need to really have like a strong attention span to you know, sit through them. But they're very helpful.
Right. Yeah, I only know Oni from his Let's Play channel. Oni Plays.
Yeah, yeah. No, he's a really good animator.
Yeah, no, I know, but I just found him from his Oni Plays channel. I hadn't heard of him before that, aka Game Grumps ripoff.
Oh yeah, he's old school. You know, back in the day, when Newgrounds was the thing. You know, all these really cool parodies and original videos like Leo and Satan and stuff. So that's kind of like how he rose to fame before his Let's Play channel and like before YouTube killed the animator animator stuff with their algorithm changes.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, that fits with our next question. What's your opinion on how YouTube treats animators?
Um, well, you know, long story short, not good. Like they're definitely they're recently though. Like okay, so with the algorithm, right? Everybody's you've heard this probably like 100 times before. It's like, oh, the algorithm just like, you know, destroys animators. But like on the other hand, YouTube's really good at promoting them. Like James has been on trending so many times. I feel like almost every one of his videos gets just smack dab on the front page. They were recent, you know, animators were recently featured on YouTube Rewind, albeit like they featured them on the end during the credits, but still, you know, it's something. It's a start.
Right.
And also, you know, they I never checked this tab, but like apparently the featured the creator on the rise tab or featured creator something.
Yeah, creator on the rise.
Featuring some sort of animator, some sort of illustrator, which I think, you know, YouTube is they're both bad at taking care of that community, but also it seems like they're also not. They're trying to make it better, from what I can see. You know, they have their opinions and stuff, but I think, you know, they're trying to make it better. You still have like people like, you know, Domix and Swoozy and Alex Clark, and even like newer animators who are making their way onto trending and you know, blowing up just because of through recommendations and stuff. So I wouldn't say they're doing a bad job, but also it's slowly getting better, if that makes sense.
Right, yeah, steps in the right direction, for sure. I totally agree. Now, my next question was, what's your favorite and least favorite animation you've personally made?
Oh, God. I guess my least favorite would be my Pokemon Go animation. I literally made that just to ride the wave of popularity during the, you know, the Pokemon Go craze. And it's not that it didn't do well. It's just that I see it as soulless because it was a literal cash grab. Like I only made it so that I could ride the trend and like gain some sort of traction because everybody was looking at like Pokemon Go stuff. And I didn't put too much thought into it. It's really dumb. It's really short. Everything is thrown together haphazardly, so that's probably my least favorite. My most favorite is the I don't know if you watched it. It's called Instagram Stalking Gone Wrong.
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah.
I really like that one. Not even just because of like, not because of like the quality of it. It's actually not that great. But in terms of just the story, that's like one of my favorite stories to tell because it's so funny. And I thought that the scenes, like that was one of the first times I was experimenting with sound effects, and I felt I was still proud of it today. Like I thought I did a really good job with like how certain comedic scenes are timed with sound effects and stuff and how things look.
Right. Do you still stalk people on Instagram to this day, Ivan?
Oh yeah, I'm doing it as we speak.
just your phone's in one hand, and you're just stalking a profile right now of a very beautiful woman.
Very casually, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why, Taylor, but when you typed that message, you outed yourself by making the video. It made me hit show because YouTube thought it was a sensitive message.
Well, actually, what she's saying is true. So I made that video, and then when I finished it, I sent it to her. You know, because we're friends. Like I know her in real life and stuff. And
Oh, I see.
yeah, she thought it was really funny. And then you know she messaged me back. She's like, "Oh, you did a good job." And she's like, "But you know, fun fact, I didn't even notice that you liked that picture until you told me." And I was like, "Wow." So I had this whole story of me freaking out, thinking that, "Oh, dude, probably thinks I'm a creep because I'm going through pictures of her from like 5 years ago." And it turns out she didn't even notice. That's even funnier of a story.
So you were stalking Taylor.
I've stalked Taylor all the time, but this was a different girl.
Okay. Has she attempted to take legal action against you, Ivan?
Not yet, but you know, in due time, it'll happen eventually. I'm sure.
Oh, shit. Well, you better start packing your bags and get going. Right. Well, Ivan, will you ever make an upload schedule? I know it's tricky with being an animator. It's like it's
Oh,
yeah.
that's the hardest question you've asked me all night. So I tried. I really tried. When I first started, I was like, I could probably do this every 2 weeks. That's impossible. I would have to quit my job, quit school, etc., to even do it every like 3 weeks. So I tried having an upload schedule. There's a little bit of a pattern. It's usually once a month, and nobody likes that. Nobody likes once a month uploads. People are always like, you know, when are you gonna upload? Or the best comments are like when the monthly upload hits and it's not an animation, and people are like, when are you gonna animate? When are you gonna make a video? And like my last 2 uploads were filler, or like they were live action, and people don't like those. They really don't. I lost a lot of subs because of those. So to answer your question, probably not. I really want to, but as of now, it's most likely going to be every month, which I guess is a schedule, but it's a really shitty one.
Right.
Keeps people hanging. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it comes with being an animator, you know, you can't really expect an animator to pump out daily content or anything like that.
You could, but you would be seeing the success it brings, and it's by no means a bad method to upload animations weekly. It's just that, you know, it involves a lot of like shortcuts. It involves a lot of time. I actually I work like Taylor said, I work a full-time job. I work in the city, and I don't come home till like, as you can tell, I don't come home till pretty late at night. So just finding time during the week to even work on a video for a little bit is very difficult. And most nights or most days when I come home, I'm already just like beat from the day. I don't even feel like drawing because right now my job, I work as like an illustrator for a company. So, you know, you go to work, you draw for 8 hours, then you come home, you don't want to draw anymore. You kind of just want to like relax, watch a movie, or like, you know, play a video game. So it's not even just like finding time. It's also kind of like finding motivation, because it's like it's really difficult. You know.
Right, yeah, totally. Do you work on the weekends as well?
Occasionally I'll work on the weekends to but that's like unrelated. It's like a different job. It's just like a side job just to make extra money.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now you made a video on the Nintendo Switch, and I was curious, do you have one, Ivan?
And of course, I have 2 of them. One is mine, one's my brother's. Dude, I love that thing.
Oh, okay, I was about to say, why the hell do you have 2 of them? Like, well, what do you do with the second one? Oh, okay, that makes sense if it's your brother's.
I love the Switch. It's probably like my favorite console right now.
I mean, it looks like a good console, but I'm not a big console person. I used to be, but then I got into PC, and then I'm like a PC master race, you know?
That's understandable. Yeah, I mean, I would get into it if you really like, if you want portability of like home console games, or if you really like indie games. Like right now, they're about to port like Dark Souls and stuff to the Switch. Doom's on the Switch. There's a lot of nice games out.
Well, I have Doom on the PC already, so
You ever want to take it on the go? You know, just grab a Switch.
yeah. I mean, if I were to buy a Switch, it'd probably be for like Super Mario Odyssey or Legend
Yeah,
of Zelda Breath of the Wild, something like that. One of the
those are great.
exclusives. Yeah, I'd be more into Mario though than Zelda.
Yeah,
Not.
no, I got you.
Yeah. So what games do you and your brother have on it?
Oh God, we have so many. Our big, well, my big one right now is Splatoon 2.
Ah,
I've been playing it nonstop. I play all the time with Taylor and another animator. He works with Alex Clark. His name is Chris, or Tani Mato is his channel. I'll link it in the, or I'll leave his username in the chat box.
chat. Yeah, I don't think I've heard of him.
He works with Alex Clark to do like a lot of his animations and stuff. But yeah, Splatoon 2. It's a real big one. I love Arms. Arms is another big one. It's a really fun fighting game. What else do I play? I've been playing a lot of indie games, a lot of like roguelikes, like Enter the Gungeon and stuff. And then it's really fun. I've been playing that. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. I'm looking into getting Xenoblade and Skyrim at some point just to play.
I,
Yeah, it's like no shortage of fun things.
do you and your brother share the games, or do you guys have like your own set of games? Like you have your games and he has his.
Sets. Like I don't want to. That'd be a nightmare. Is to swap games between switches. That'd be really annoying. So yeah, we have our own sets.
Gotcha. I can't find this guy's channel, Ivan.
Wrong. Oh, maybe I think it's actually this. Let's see. I want to say. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. He's got 5.6K.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And you've been in one of his videos drawing YouTubers as Nintendo characters.
That was a lot of fun.
I dropped him a sub.
Awesome.
He's small but great. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind subbing to small content creators, you know. It's always great to see someone that's making good content that's small. I mean, cuz
A lot
like
more exposure. It's
yeah,
definitely good.
yeah, cuz like so many people have the mentality that like more subs means your content's like banging, like they're bangers, you know. When that's not the case, there's so many content creators with very few subs and they make fantastic content and they go unnoticed.
Yeah, yeah. Totally.
But yeah, I guess, you know, that's the game of YouTube. That's how it works.
That's the sad part.
Yeah. Unless you like network with people and you get like a shout out, then if it's a case like that, then yeah, it's different. But the thing with that is you've got to like maintain those subs you get from the shout out.
Right. You gotta
Yeah.
ride that wave.
Yeah, yeah, you've got to take advantage of it. Now, I've got one last question for you here, Ivan, and then if Taylor and two other people are still watching, they can ask questions. What are your plans and goals for this year, Ivan?
My plans and goals. Oh God, I've just kind of been making it up as I go. I guess right now the only goal is I really just want to hit 100,000, and then I'll be done. I'll be satisfied because like I don't want to hit. I don't care about getting to like another like 200,000. I don't care about 500,000. I don't care about 1 million. Like I just want to hit that one number because that is a difficult number to reach. I mean, I know some people can get it with ease, and other people, with the right timing and consistency can get it. But that is like the true. I consider that the true test is like, can you make it on YouTube? Is whether or not if you hit that number and that's when you know that this is for me. 100,000 people are willing to watch my stuff, wait for it to come out, etc. So that's really like my main goal. I really doubt that I'll hit it, especially at this rate. I know I'll hit it with time, whether or not that's this year or next year, it's fine. It's whatever. I'm in no rush, but yeah, that's I'd say that's my goal. I also really want to just improve overall the quality of my stuff. As with most people, I think, you want to be getting better, not getting worse. So what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to make it more, I guess, well made, quality of things, not make it seem so what's the word? So like thrown together, put a little more thought into my scripts and my videos. That's pretty much it.
Right. Yeah, well, you're practically halfway there. You're like at 47K at the moment, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so 53K more and you're there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible. You're halfway there. You're not like extremely far, but you're still somewhat far from that milestone.
Yeah. I've spoken to some people from Channel Federator, and they tell me that like usually to breaking 50K is one of the hardest things to do, because it's like that's like that really like tough climb and stuff. Like I know there's like that whole like system where like, oh, subs rise exponentially and it snowballs, but that's like, yes, that's true, but also like it still takes time, and to get to that number in a reasonable amount of time is still like very difficult, especially if you're doing it on your own.
Yeah, for sure. I'd say, in my opinion, breaking 10K is like one of the hardest things to do on YouTube. Even breaking 1K is really hard.
Yeah, definitely. Dude, like, it took me a year to get to 1K. Like, it took me so long, and then I'm looking at other people that hit it in like a couple months. I'm like, dang, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and some people like, sometimes hit it in like, well, I mean, the rare cases, but sometimes they'll hit it in, days or weeks.
But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy stuff.
Yeah, but they're like very rare cases, of course. Yeah. Well, I mean, that concludes it, Ivan. Unless anyone wants to ask a question in chat real quick, we can answer those.
The only one here is
Taylor, and two other people, but the two other people haven't said anything. Yeah.
I think we're good, dude. But this is really fun. I've never had an interview before, so this is really cool. So like,
Well, glad to be the first one. Taylor said, "Why are you gay?" Okay.
There's a lot of reasons why.
I'm sure he's a straight lad, or are you actually homosexual? Or is she just taking the piss? I would assume.
She's taking the piss. I am very much a heterosexual.
Excellent. Well, okay. That came off wrong. I have nothing against gay people. I need to stay that just in case that came off wrong.
Oh God, I believe you. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on, Ivan. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course, man. So I'll conclude it here. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I'll see you next one. Take care and goodbye.